Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, and it's actually Memorial Day Monday. And as I mentioned over the weekend, we're going to unbox a couple of Greenlight Mopars for you this Mopar Monday. And one is a very unique one, and the other is my favorite Mopar of my diorama. I can't say it's my favorite Mopar of my collection because there's a handful of them that kind of tie with one another, but this is probably the best one in my opinion of my diorama. But anyways, the unique one is the one I want to unbox first for you guys, and that is this guy here. This is your 50 years of, I think, the Daytona, the 50th anniversary of the 1969 Dodge Daytona, and this is a very unique one. It has the mod top on it. That was a very weird option from Mopar back in the late 60s, early 70s. I seen a couple of e-bodies sporting these at Carlisle one year, and they were just very unique. The top on this car actually reminds me of a kitchen dining room set my parents had when I was really young, like from the early 80s. They probably got it in the late 70s, like right before I was born, and it carried over for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years into the early 80s, and then they updated. But I remember the chairs were done in a green and white vinyl, and it had this floral print on it. It looks just like this mod top on this car. And I actually wish that Greenlight would do this to a couple of others, maybe a Challenger or a Cuda. I think it'd be really cool. Even see some of the other manufacturers do this, like Auto World or M2 would be really cool. Because, as I said, this is a very unique option from Mopar. This kind of goes right along in the psychedelic era of their high-impact colors and the, I don't know, like party years of the late 60s of like tripping on acid and stuff. This is like a very suitable thing to see back then, because I don't know if some of the designers in Chrysler were tripping or something when they came up with some of these ideas, but they were very unique. I can't say they're cool, beautiful. It's like one of those things that's like so ugly that it is cool. I don't know, like, if I would want to do it to a car, but if I bought a car that was originally optioned with a mod top and it wasn't sporting it and I was going to restore it, I would probably restore the mod top back to it. But I would not add it to a car just to kind of make it unique, put it that way. So, anyways, this is once again a very cool casting, and it is 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona, and they even pointed out mod top. And unfortunately, the car in the picture doesn't sport a mod top, but it does sport the ugly white wall tires and hubcaps. I don't know. In my opinion, a Dodge Daytona should not have those wheel covers and white wall tires. Those may have, yeah, they are wheel covers, it looks like, in the picture. This car did have the white walls, but it is running Magnum 500s. I flipped the tires, and if you're careful while doing it, you won't bend the axle, but you have to be careful because sometimes those tires are really on there, and if you pull in one direction too hard, you'll bend the wheel. So anyways, let's go to the back and read the little story they have here, the little caption. It says, Dodge Daytona is a sleek addition to the Charger line. When it debuted in 1969, few knew what to make of the Dodge Charger Daytona. They soon did, for the mighty Dodge powerhouse racked up an impressive 22 victories in its first season. So yeah, right there, they should have said something about NASCAR, but yeah, it was basically a car that was designed just for NASCAR. And yeah, it was very unique looking. So let's get him out of the package and look at him. And with it running this mod top, this is probably the weirdest looking muscle car of its time, with this big pointy nose, this super high wing, and this floral print top. So if this was an actual car that came out of the factory like this, then yeah, this is probably one of the most unique looking, probably one of the most ugly cars to come out of the Mopar factory. But yeah, definitely unique. And as you can see, it did have the white walls. If I flip it over, you can see the white walls and such, which aren't bad on certain cars, but on a Daytona, I don't know, it just shouldn't be there. Just like the original hubcap should not be there. Magnum 500s or Mopar Rallies, or better yet, just your steel rims with a dog dish cap look great on these cars. So, very cool car, and very cool that Greenlight paid tribute to the mod top option from Mopar. So next is an older release from back in 2009, and this is when they had the auction block series. They still may have that, I'm not sure, but this is my favorite 1971 Charger diecast out there. Love the color combo, the orange with the black stripe, the black vinyl top, and I'm usually not a vinyl top guy, but this car looks killer with it. And the only thing that would have been better is if it would have had the black interior with the orange inserts. That would have been spectacular, in my opinion. They have a couple of B-bodies from Plymouth that I've seen at Carlisle that were sporting the same paint scheme. I don't know if they had a black vinyl top, though, but they had the black interior with the orange inserts, which is really, really cool. So yeah, I wish somebody would make a nice 71, 72 Plymouth, B-body. I know a couple companies do. Johnny Lightning has a nice one, but it's just a little bit too small. Racing Champions has one too, and it's, I think, close to true 1/64th, but there's just something about it that does not look right to me. And Hot Wheels has one that's pretty close to scale, but some of the body lines are exaggerated like most Hot Wheels. But anyways, this is the Greenlight one of the 71 Dodge Charger, so not to get confused with Plymouth. So I'm kind of losing track of the Dodge and going to Plymouth. So let's get back on track here. This is from Auction Block Series 11 from back in 2009, copyrighted, so it probably was released in 2010. And this car sold for $215,000. It is a 71 Dodge Charger RT Hemi. And this tells you a little bit about the car on the back. Purchased new from Grand Spalding Dodge, so it's perfect where it sets at in my diorama. In 1971, this Hemi Orange on Black RT has been driven just 33,000 miles and has been thoroughly renewed with a complete rotisserie restoration. The 426 Hemi breathes fresh air through an air grabber style hood scoop and is backed by a heavy duty 4-speed manual and Dana rear end. The interior features high back bucket seats with a center console for the Hurst pistol grip shifter and a wood grain trimmed rally gauge cluster. Sold at Meckham Auto Auction Spring Classic 2008 auction for $215,000. And nowadays it's probably a pretty good price. But I mean, yeah, it is kind of astronomical considering maybe 30 years ago what you could have got these cars for. But yeah, kind of cool. And I was the first time I really read deep details of everything on the back of this. And I didn't realize it was sold at Grand Spalding Dodge, so it is perfect for my dio. And as I said, this is my favorite car in my diorama. So let's get him out and get a better look at him. And yeah, this car is one that was in my collection before, and when I sold it, I regretted it, but I got rid of everything, so I had to get it again. I may even actually tempted to buy a couple more of them. One to keep packaged, maybe, and another one to open up and put on the lot. Just because I love the Hemi orange and such. So, hood opens, and this is one that the engine doesn't look that ridiculously small in the car like a lot of the Greenlight stuff does, because the engine bay on these things were so big, and because it has that dual quad oval shaped air cleaner for the Hemi, it looks pretty good down in there. So very sweet car. Greenlight did a great job on the tail lights, everything. I know the tires are a little bit wide on this one, but still yet very nice casting. This one has the hideaway headlights with the doors closed. So really cool piece. So that's what I have for you guys for this Memorial Day Mopar Monday. So I hope you guys enjoy your extra day off. Hopefully you did get the day off, and I will be back again maybe tomorrow with some trucks. I don't know. I'll see what I have in my reserve for you guys, and if not, we'll definitely be back on Friday for our Free It Friday, but I may have something in store for you tomorrow. So turn on your notification bell so you know when I launch a new video. So if I do launch something tomorrow, you'll know. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.